let's talk about another jumbo cue card. So today we are going to talk about jumbo cue card, that is 9 in 1. 9 in 1 means we can prepare 9 cue cards just by preparing one single story. So this one single story will help you to cover up all these 9 cue cards. You can take the same introduction, you can just take the same storyline. However, you can speak more about that particular topic and the rest of the story you can cut short accordingly. But yes, it will really help you a lot. Why? Because you need not to remember 60, 70, 80 or 85 different stories. So it is always advisable to prepare jumbo cue cards so that you can speak nicely in your real exam. So today the topic which I am going to cover, the first topic I have taken is talk about an article which you have read about health. So this is about article related to health. The second topic is a resolution you made in New Year. So that is your New Year resolution. Third, we have a skill you learned from older people. So skill you learned from older people. The next cue card is a person you follow on social media. Then the fifth we have is a course that impressed you a lot. So you have taken some kind of course and you really liked it. That made so many changes in you, or you might have learned new things. Then the next we have a positive change in your life. Then 7th is the time you got up early. Next is describe an occasion when you got positive feedback for work that you did. Okay, so that is positive feedback for work. And the last topic that we are going to cover today is a competition you would like to take part in. Would like. Would means assumption, future, imagination. So you have to talk about competition that you would like to participate in future but not present or past. Okay, so these are the 9 cue cards. So let's see how we can talk about it. So we'll start with the introduction. Introduction that we have taken is no one can deny the saying that health is wealth. So no one can deny the saying means, deny means say no. So no one can say no to what? Health is wealth. Okay, so this is a proverb that is known by everybody. So this is how you can start. So however, due to hectic lifestyle, people tend to forget about it, seem to. They haven't forgotten it yet actually, but it sounds like they are forgetting the things. Why? Because they are so much busy in their work, they prefer work rather than their health. So this is what happening, that they seem to forget this proverb, health is wealth. Right, now I'm going to talk about the first cue card. Last December I was reading the Times newspaper as a part of my morning routine. So as everybody's note, right, people read newspaper in the morning. This is what I was doing last December, and I was reading this newspaper, the Times, when I was fascinated towards an eye-catching image. So I got attracted. Fascinated means attracted. I got attracted towards what? Towards an eye-catching image. Eye-catching means something that seek your attention, that attract you towards it. Okay, so when I got fascinated towards that image, I could not resist myself and started reading the article named Health is Wealth. So that picture was related to an article and I could not resist. Control means resist. I couldn't say no, and I immediately started reading that article, and the name of the article was Health is Wealth, and that article was written by Dr. Rishi Garg, who explained the root causes behind the health disorder which are prevalent in the contemporary society. So when we talk about, he explained, and then too he elaborated, he explained it quite nicely. What? He explained the root causes behind the health disorder. In these days, almost like each and everybody is facing or is going through some or the other health issues. Okay, and these health issues are prevalent. Prevalent means are existing in the society or are quite common in the society, in the contemporary society. Contemporary means modern, nowadays. So these causes are sedentary lifestyle and overconsumption of junk food. So sedentary lifestyle is when we keep sitting throughout the day. So majority of the job that we are doing these days, in these jobs what happens? We keep on sitting full day, and since we keep on sitting full day, that is a sedentary lifestyle. and overconsumption. Overconsumption means we are taking a lot of fast food, and these two are the key factors or the key components behind these health disorder. He recommended to avoid the intake of fast food, and then he explained it in that way that he was telling that why should people avoid taking fast food. Intake means consumption, eating. People shouldn't eat fast food. Then if not possible, if it is unavoidable to stop taking fast food, whatever the reason may be, at least people should follow portion control. Portion control means if it is mandatory for them to eat, they have no other option, so they should go for portion control, means they should have it a little instead of having it quite a lot, and try to take homemade food. Okay, so this is what I learned in that article, why health is important. So that article was thought provoking and an eye opener for me. So when I read that article, that was a thought provoking. Thought provoking means that pushed me to think. I kept on thinking for a few days actually after reading that article, and I found that harsh reality. Okay, this is what is happening with everybody. In fact, I was also a kind of victim of these kind of things that he was explaining, and it was an eye opener for me. Eye opener means something that made me realize that this is what is happening is really happening. So I decided to reduce fast food intake so I decided to reduce the intake of fast food and to take more and more homemade food. So what I decided, I'll stop reducing taking fast food, I'll take more and more homemade food and green leafy vegetables. Okay, so homemade food is basically, I thought of taking a lot of salubrious food. So when we say salubrious means healthy or health giving. So homemade food is what? Homemade food is always health giving. This is what I decided. Okay, so I made the same as a new year resolution to learn cooking, as this was the key hindrance or obstacle in my journey of health. So finally, actually, as we discussed, right, I decided I'll be taking more and more homemade food. But now the problem is I didn't know how to cook food. I didn't know how to cook food, and at the same time I was staying away from my family. It's all because of my job. I was staying in a city, you can take any name, right? Let's say I was living in Chandigarh for my job, and my parents were not staying with me and I was all alone. So how would I take homemade food if I cannot cook? So that was my new year resolution. I made this my new year resolution to learn cooking, as this was what? Cooking was the key. Key means major. Hindrance or obstacle means that was the major problem, major issue in my journey of health. If I want to take, I have to cook, but I don't know. I stay away from my parents for my job, so learning how to cook became mandatory for me. Mandatory means compulsory. I had no escape if I want to keep myself fit and healthy. So initially I thought of learning this skill through Instagram or YouTube videos, right? So these kind of things are quite popular. Whenever we try to learn something, we follow social media apps. Okay, so there are many people who are there to guide you with their experience, with their skills. So this is what I thought, that I should keep learning it through Instagram or YouTube. After going through several channels, so like I kept on searching something that I like, I finally started following Kavita's Kitchen. This channel is owned by Miss Kavita. Her videos are truly useful. So I found her videos really fascinating, interesting and useful or beneficial or fruitful for me, for the people who want to hone their culinary skills. Hone means improve. Who want to improve their cooking skills. Instead of cooking, we would better say culinary skills. Okay, so I started following her so that I can improve my cooking skills. So though that channel was helping me a lot, I started learning new recipe, but my problem was something else. My problem was, since I've never been to my kitchen, so I didn't know, anything about it, the spices, about the vegetables, about the pulses. So I didn't knew anything. So that was the biggest problem. So what happened? However, I realized that all of my efforts to cook a simple meal at home were going in vain. I was watching, I was following, I was learning so many things, but actually all of my efforts were going in vain. Going in vain means useless. Why? Since I had never taken any interest in kitchen work, so I joined Indian cooking classes which are run by an old age couple, Mr. and Mrs. Sharma. The problem was, since I've never been to kitchen, okay, so I knew nothing about it. So I thought of joining some kind of cooking classes, because over there they would be teaching me physically, and at the same time I can request them, I can ask them whatever I want. So I thought of joining the classes. So I joined Indian cooking classes which are run by an old age couple, and their name was Mr. and Mrs. Sharma. There were around 20 people including me who were taking these classes. So this is about the course that I have taken from that old age people or from older couple. I started learning from the very basics. So since I was a novice, I was a complete beginner, this is what I shared my problem with them, that I knew nothing. So they assured me they will be teaching me from ABC. ABC means from the very beginning. So this is what they did, right? So from the very basics, I even did not know the names of spices and pulses. So very patiently, that couple, they taught me each and everything, from like vegetables, pulses, how to identify spices, what are the key ingredients which are needed in order to prepare an Indian food. The couple was patient and knowledgeable enough. Patient, they didn't get angry upon me, they were not short-tempered. They had a lot of knowledge, they had a lot of interest in teaching, and they were very polite. Even if I was asking any question 10 times, so they never got angry upon me. Knowledgeable enough to inculcate everything. Inculcate means to teach. Teach persistently. Keep on teaching the same thing again and again. Everything related to kitchen. I learned the daily meal first, and then I continued my course for 2 more months and tried to become expert in preparing variety of cuisines. Cuisines means dishes or food items. So initially I thought that I would only be learning how to cook a simple meal for myself, so that I can cook something every day at home and I need not to rush to the market to grab some burger or pizza. However, when I started learning the way the people, like that couple teaching me, I really found it so much affectionate, so much that useful, that I continued my course for 2 more months and I thought of completing it up. After the completion of the cooking course, I became comfortable and confident in cooking. So now after that I realized, cooking is a child's play. It is no more difficult task, or it is no more an arduous task for me that I used to be thinking just 3 months ago. I noticed a positive change in my life after the completion of that course. So my perception, my feelings, my attitude towards kitchen, toward food was changed completely. I started cooking my 3 meals by myself. Okay, so my breakfast, my lunch, my dinner, everything I started cooking at my home. The best part among all was that I could prepare the food as per my choice and taste. So what happened is, if I was taking anything outside, I couldn't ask for that much of customization. Even if I tried to explain, sometimes they don't understand and you cannot go and argue again and again. But at home, since I was cooking for myself, by myself only, so I could prepare anything of my choice and my taste. So I can use, less spicy, less oily food I can prepare. In fact, I stopped eating fast food completely. Sometimes I used to offer treat to my colleagues and they also became a fan of my cooking. So sometimes, whenever I used to prepare my meal, and if I'm preparing something different, I thought of offering it to my colleagues also, right? So I offered a treat a few times and they become fan of my cooking. They couldn't imagine that I didn't knew cooking just a few months ago. So their appreciation made me feel honored whenever they appreciated for my culinary skills, for my cooking skills. I every time felt proud on me. So once my manager organized his son's birthday party at his home and requested me if I could help his wife in kitchen. Okay, he knew about my talent of cooking as he tasted a few dishes prepared by me. So I immediately accepted his request as he requested me. The party was organized on a Sunday at afternoon so that all the guests could enjoy for longer time. So I had to get up early on that day. I had to get up early. Why? So that I'm going to explain now. I had to get up early on that day as we decided to start the preparation at 7 a.m. Since the party was organized in afternoon timing, so obviously we had to start preparing meal quite early. So we thought of starting the preparation at 7 a.m. I had to wake up at 4:30 a.m. So this is about waking up early since my manager's house was 1 hour drive away from my house. So obviously that traveling would took 1 hour of mine, and I would get up, I would get ready and have something at least, right? Then only I would reach over there. So I woke up at 4:30 for 1 hour drive and all. It was extremely difficult for me to wake up. In fact, I couldn't sleep properly thinking that I would get late to reach his place. So what happened on that night, I thought of sleeping, but then again the thoughts were coming into my mind again and again that what would happen if I kept on sleeping till 8 a.m. or 9 a.m. So I would get late, I won't be helping him. Then obviously, so many things. I was having so many random thoughts, and I actually slept I think around 2 o'clock or 3 o'clock, and I had to wake up at 4:30. So I was thinking the same. Though after waking up, I took a cup of strong coffee so that I remained energetic throughout the day. So we prepared all the dishes in time since I reached on time. So obviously we prepared everything in time. In fact, the cake was baked by me at home. So whatever we prepared, that you can speak, all the dishes names that come to your mind. You can take all the names that we prepared, all these things for the party. So everybody found the food finger licking and palatable. So instead of asking that the food was tasty, food was delicious, you could use other words like food was finger licking and palatable. I felt over the moon after listening to the commendable comments. So over the moon means extremely happy. I was extremely happy. I was over the moon. I was ecstatic. I was delighted. I was cheerful. I was on seventh heaven. I was on cloud 9. Okay, so don't say I was happy. You have so many different words to say. So I felt over the moon after listening to the commendable comments. The commendable means appreciable, praiseworthy. Everybody was appreciating me. So that appreciation. Okay, so this appreciation made me feel over the moon. My colleague Jatin then suggested me to take part in a cooking competition which is organized every year in the month of October in my city. So since everybody at that time, they were well aware about the cooking skills or the culinary skills that I had developed over time. So he suggested me that why shouldn't I take participation in the competition, that cooking competition which is held in the month of October in my city. And I found his idea quite useful. I liked his suggestion quite a lot and started thinking the day when I would win a title of Master Chef. I would collect more information. So now in order to take part in that competition, what I supposed to do, I need to collect a lot of information or the more information about the competition and nourish my skills, improve my skills or hone my skills quite a lot before participating in that competition, and I would really wish that the way I have been dedicated towards cooking, definitely I would win the title. If I will not win, then also I will not feel disappointed. I would try again the next year. Okay, so I hope all of these 9 cue cards are pretty much clear to you. If you still have any doubt, you can write there in the comment section. If you like this video, don't forget to click or hit that like button. Share this video among your friends so they can also prepare all these cue cards for their IELTS exam. So all the best for your exam.